guys, me and the crew here are heading down to work on the feller buncher again. So some story time to this thing. Yeah, it's been a go around with it. I know that the critics oh yeah, you got to buy a new machine, you know. Well, these guys don't have the money to buy a new machine, so they're working with what they got. It's the same as me when I started out. You know, I started out with an old piece of shit. I still got an old piece of shit, but this old piece of shit here runs every day. But my first one was a 93 Ford F250 that I made it to an F350, and I bought a utility box and I pieced it together one at a time. I had to start somewhere, so these guys are doing the same thing. So it's a piece of junk, but we're trying to make it work. That's all I can say. Anyway, so you know, you guys saw the video where I had the saw head working, got all the plumbing fixed on that part of the machine on the printed 620. So then they went to cut tree with it, and then it wasn't tracking right, didn't have any power. Well, the charge pressure was way low, and then we jacked up the machine one side at a time. We found out after doing we were actually checking pressures too. We checked the forward and reverse pressures on the high pressure pumps, because those have Sunstrand variable displacement piston pumps for the left and right tracks. There's a pump for each track. So they're combining the charge flow on those. The charge flow is combined to go not only feed that closed loop system on the Propel system, it also feeds the charge circuit for the auxiliary pump and the Lindy pumps. So charge pressure is critical. The charge pressure was low, so it's supposed to be 400 psi if you've got Sunstrand pumps with cap finals motors, which is what we've got. And so I set them to 400 psi. Well, after we set them to 400 psi, it seemed, and we got, well, what happened is we set the charge pressures for the tracks correctly, and then we were still having problems with, trying to remember which side it was on. I think it was the right side. Reverse was really slow. So I told him, you know, I had Malachi in the cab. I said, swing the boom around, jack up the left side of the machine with the boom, and go forward and reverse with the pedal, and switch to 2-speed back and forth. Well, everything on the left side was working fine, forward and reverse and 2-speed. Then I had him do the right side. Well, it was slow and reverse every time. And I said, man, I can't imagine there being something wrong with the motor. I said, you know what? Let's switch the pilot lines on the displacement control valve on the pump, so when you push forward, it's going reverse, and reverse is going forward. And if the problem is in forward now, then we know we've got something going on in the pedal. Or if we got something going on, if the problem is still, let me think this through here. If the problem is still in reverse, then yeah, we've got something going on with the displacement control valve or the motor or something. But if the problem switches, you know what I'm saying? Then if the problem switches to forward when we're hitting reverse, then we got a problem in the pedal. Well, the problem was in forward this time. It wasn't in reverse, and I knew we had a problem in the pedal. Because remember, we're going reverse to go forward. So we switched the pilot lines back around. We had to tear the pedals all apart, and this little spools inside the pedals were just all way out of adjustment. So we got that adjusted right, fixed that problem. Then we went to saw a tree down with it, and then the saw head wouldn't work all of a sudden. And it was working before. Well, that guy told those guys, I guess we should have listened to the guy that sold them the saw head. He sold them the saw head, and he said, you know, there's something wrong with that Vickers valve block. I think it's cracked. And they kept telling me something that guy said, something about it being cracked. Well, I did a bunch of testing on that valve head. And finally, I put a gauge and I teed in to the bar oiler T-ports on each side of the axle saw arm cylinder, and I was getting 3,000 psi of pressure on both sides of that cylinder all the time. Well, long story short, started just pulling every valve out of it. We found there was a CB300, and that's a check valve that's got a 300 psi opening pressure. The guys that sold them the thing had taken that out of there and didn't put it back in there when they sold it to them. So these poor bastards buying this machine, they got dicked over when they bought the machine, came out of Canada, and you guys saw the mess that was in, all the plumbing. Pilot line took wrong, cartridge valves gutted, normally open cartridge valves were normally closed ones were supposed to be. I mean, just a total disaster. Got all that straightened out. Then the saw head, you know. Well, anyways, so me and the hydraulic shop up north, we couldn't find a CV300 cartridge valve anywhere in the country. We made one, went back down there, stuck it back in, and the son of a bitch was still screwing up. Well, then we started pulling all the rest of all the fittings, everything out of that valve, and sure as hell I pulled the inlet fitting out, and on about halfway around the circumference of the threads where that inlet fitting goes in, there was a crack all the way around it. And guess where that crack, you know, that crack is in the same general direction as where the cylinder ports CA and CB are. And I said, that's what's going on with it. That crack in that valve block, as soon as you turn the saw switch on and you're putting pressure to that valve block, it's just going right to the cylinder ports, because it's not going through the valve properly, through the proper channels in the valve. It's just going right to the cylinder ports, and then the saw won't go out or come back because it's fighting itself. It's got oil on both sides of the cylinder. So, that being said, there's an updated valve block for that saw head, and there it sits right there. That's a Parker valve block, and they're supposed to be way better, more reliable than that Vickers valve block. That Vickers valve block has been discontinued for a long time, and you can't find any parts for it anyway. And I don't even know about this one. I don't know if this one's, maybe if we weren't in Commieville, to where they've tried to kill our country and our nation with shortages, you might be able to get that valve more readily. But that was, Temco was bought out, I think, by Komatsu, because I had to go through Modern Machinery in Eugene, which is a Komatsu dealer, to get that valve. And they said the last one in Komatsu's system was in Tennessee at the factory, and we got it. That's the last one that I know of in the United States. So we're traveling down the road with some pretty rare commodities. Anyway, so hopefully we get down here and put this son of a gun on and everything works. I hope the fittings are going to be the same, that we're not hunting for fittings all day long. And go saw some trees down finally with this damn thing. Yeah, gotta go slow. Pretty good water bar right here, and it's a little rough. I was kind of wondering about these old Trommels that were up here. This old guy, the guy that was the original owner of this property, I guess he was big time into gold mining down here in this valley. And this is all his old equipment here. It came with the place when the guy bought it. Okay, now I gotta get the mutts out. Hang on. Duke tries to get a little carried away. Just, hey, you need to chill out, dude. One at a time. I can only handle one of you guys at a time. Okay? Stay, Duke. Okay, Duke. Let me get my new valve. Oh, you piece of fucking shit. Okay, so new valve. Old valve. You know, it looks like everything's gonna bolt right up, actually. But no, this is old, this old trommel here. What am I hearing? What am I hearing running? Like something's running. One of my triggers on one of my impact wrenches somewhere was on. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was that one. That's what I was hearing. I was going, what the hell is running? Okay, anyway, what a cluster. Hey, look at the old winches and stuff this guy's got laying around, and old gold trommels, old cat. What is this thing over here? Caterpillar D6. Another old trommel over there. I'll look back here. There's an old Alice Chalmers engine sitting here. Here's a Detroit. Looks like a 451 or something. Or not a 451, a 471, I'm thinking maybe. It's a gen set. That's pretty cool. Shit. It's a gold mine. This one's got a BG pump on it even. Probably could get that damn thing running. Probably wouldn't take much, really, to be honest with you, that old cat there. Come on, Duke, Josie. All right, so we got to get rolling here. I already got the pressure line off, plugged. I'll have to get the rest of these lines off of here. Oh, she's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Yes, I'm Mr. Rogers. Yes, I am. Of course, we're gonna have a bunch of oil going everywhere because everything's full of oil. So this would be the CB port. CB is the base end. Of the cylinder, like a so. And then we're gonna have great big fittings there for the motor ports. I'm gonna get this big old nut wrecking spanner out. Oh, and of course the whole fitting is turning cool. Yeah, all right. And that's probably too big. Way too big. Huh? What am I doing, huh? Hi, Josie. Hi, Josie, Josie. Hi, Josie. Hi, Dorcas. And of course it's, yeah, that's so neat. You get that one on there. Might have to get my old wrench extender out that guy gave me. Ah, we got her. That's going to be the MA port. Okay, same old song and dance. Might as well just take that fitting out of the way because it's got to go in that other valve anyway. Oh, come on. Please tell me all the ports are gonna have the same size. I hope. This should be the MB port. Just so I don't get things screwed up, these were crisscrossed. Wait, when I go back together, that's MA, that's MB. So I'm going to use the actual machine as a good place to remove fittings. This port here is the one that was cracked. Backed up about another 1.5 feet, 2 feet closer. Okay. What is this one here labeled out? CD, case drain. Okay, so that's our case drain port. Here's our new valve. Let's go ahead and stick a couple of these fittings. Hopefully everything's the same size. Our MA, which are going to be our motor ports. I don't know what the DR port's supposed to be for. like it when a plan comes together. Okay, where's our case drain port at? There's our CA, CB. VA is going to be our inlet. I don't see. Where's our case drain port at? CD, right there. Case drain, okay. And I'll tighten these up when I get them on the machine. Kind of use it when I have it bolted down. Okay. Kind of keep track of my fittings as I go here. Okay, so it's got the CA port, which is going to the rod end of the cylinder. Get that one off, and then get the. What else do we got over here? What is that one there doing? I'm not really certain what that one is. What is that going to? That's going down here to. What the hell's that going down to the case drain for the motor? So. Well, oh, come on. Having a hell of a time here. Trying to get all my bionics going here. Okay. She had already ripped that damn glove. Jeez. Take long, did it? Come on. Get off of there. Okay. Can't believe that fucker's already ripped. I've ruined two of them this morning. Sometimes I just forget to put them on. I sure like to wear them on these hydraulic jobs, and like that old greasy backhoe I was working on. See, what happens is your hand sweats a little bit, and then you can't get the sons of bitches back on there. The thing sticks. I'll probably rip this one trying to get it on. Then I'll get pissed off and I'll just give up and say, well, the hell with it, I guess we'll go to work. That's about as good as I'm going to get. How did they get that one on there? How'd they get that one on there, Judy? Okay. And then we got one big fitting on the return line. Okay, and then these look to be 9/16. I'm not going to be able to get an impact on that one. That ain't going to happen. Get rid of this piece of shit valve. Okay. Pin in the os. I don't think the camera will pick that up. Let me get a light. Maybe it will, but you can see the crack now, clear as day. Looking through this other port. It's right here. It's cracked all the way around the thread. All the way back up into here. Josie, stop. Damn, you know it's cracked right there too. There's a, yeah, it's cracked right here too. It's cracked right along that. Okay, so which way is this thing gonna go? I think it's gonna go just like this right here. Yeah. VA, yep. Yep, it's gonna go just like this right here. Just kind of almost like that came out of there. Crazy little dog. Okay. And then of course the top one is going to have to be done the slow way. Probably be easier on the other side, huh? Yeah. Okay. Let's tighten up those motor ports, fittings. DR. So, let me look at this other valve. Where was that labeled at? So that would be the case drain. DR. This is the one here that the motor was going to. Yep, on the back side. And the O-ring is not on that anymore. Is it on the hose? Where did the hose go? Where did the O-ring go that should have been in the case drain port for the motor? Huh, cool. I got a problem here. So the case drain line originally was like over here on the other block, what's here, and it's a straight fitting, and I can't make the turn. And I don't have much fitting in my truck, but I looked at all these old pilot lines we pulled out of here, and I think maybe I might be able to make this work. We'll see. Oh, shoot. The idea here. Holy shit balls, Batman. Tighter than the hubs of hell. Good grief. King Kong put that son of a bitch on there. So the idea here is to take a cap. Actually, I would need to, cap. And basically, it's a T, but I'm going to try to make a 90 out of it. Like so. Hopefully it's not too long, or it won't go in there. If not, I'm screwed. I'll be going into town. And actually, if I pull the cap off, maybe I can put it on afterwards. Probably not. It's probably going to be too frickin' long. No, I can't get this on there. Son of a bitch, man. It's that one damn thing. Well, you know what? I know it's a long ways around, but I'm going to loosen those bolts up enough where I can get this on there. And then I can still make this work. Take this, and then this can go over here. Actually, you know what? We can point that down would be way better. Just like that. Yep. And then we can loosen the bolts up on the whole block enough to get this cap on there, and it'll clear that. Yeah, I'll loosen these bolts up and we'll swing it out. We'll put the cap on there. That'll get us going for now. We need the right fitting for that. Okay guys, we got this valve installed on the problem child here. And Josh is gonna jump in the cab and fire it up. And we just wanna see if it'll cut a little tree down here. It's not much of a real test, but we can't just start cutting everything down in the forest here till we get something lined out correctly. Anyways, he's gonna fire it up and lift the boom up, and we turned the charge pressure up this morning back to 400 psi. We were testing stuff the other day, and everything really went to crap after we turned the charge pressure up. But what we did when we turned the charge pressure up, we just made the crack worse because we had more oil going to it. What happened. So that valve block's been screwed up since they got it. But no, we set our flow rates on our extend and our retract. My retract was really slow. It was barely coming in. I had to turn it another turn. Now it retracts pretty fast, so. That saw rips out there pretty good, I know that. It rips. Get his cab leveled out. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. Get this dirty bastard and put it to work. I wonder if a guy ought to take all those cleats they put on those tracks. They must have been in the ice, and just take a torch and cut them all off. Yeah. Seems like they're too aggressive.
Way too aggressive. Then you get them on the low boy and they just mess up the low boy.
Yeah. I thought he was going to cut that one over there.
Yeah, he's going to spit himself.
Oh, he's going to turn around.
So he's cutting forward.
Oh, and he gets on the front of his spinal. I see. Looks like it was leaking on the bunch arm. See, something's leaking on the bunch cylinder there. I'll have to fix that. we like right there. Well, guys, we got a little bit of fine tuning to do. We got a leak here somewhere on the head. Figure out what's going on with that. Anyhow, thanks for watching.